You think you've seen everything in WWE? You think you know what brutality looks like? Wrong. What Brock Lesnar just did to Bronson Reed wasn't wrestling. It wasn't entertainment. It was a straight-up assassination. And the worst part? WWE let it happen right in front of our eyes. I'm talking about a beating so vicious, so unrelenting, that people are calling it one of the most disturbing moments in modern WWE history. Bronson Reed, a man who weighs 330 pounds, was ragdolled like he was nothing, like he was a rookie who'd never stepped foot in a ring before. And you know what makes this even more infuriating? The WWE Universe is divided on whether this was justified or if Brock Lesnar just crossed a line that can never be uncrossed. So buckle up, because we're about to break down exactly what happened, why it happened, and why this moment is about to change everything in WWE. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're either gonna be Team Brock or you're gonna want him banned from WWE forever. There's no middle ground here. Let's rewind to where this all started, because this wasn't just some random attack. This was personal. This was calculated. And this was a long time coming. For weeks, Bronson Reed has been on an absolute tear through WWE. The man has been dropping tsunamis on everyone. Seth Rollins? Hospitalized. Multiple superstars? Laid out. Reed has been playing the role of the unstoppable monster, and honestly, he's been doing it perfectly. He's been the kind of heel that makes you angry, that makes you uncomfortable, and that's exactly what a great villain should do. But here's where things get interesting. Brock Lesnar has been watching. The Beast Incarnate has been sitting back, observing, waiting for the perfect moment to remind everyone why he's the most dangerous human being to ever step foot in a WWE ring. Because let's be real, when Brock Lesnar decides someone needs to be taught a lesson, it's not a lesson you forget, ever. The tension had been building. The stare-downs. The near confrontations. Social media was exploding with fans begging for this match. Brock versus Bronson. The Beast versus the Tsunami. Two absolute monsters colliding in what should have been an epic showdown for the ages. But what we got was something nobody was prepared for. Picture this, Monday Night Raw. The arena is electric. Bronson Reed is in the ring, cutting a promo about how he's the new monster of WWE, how the old guard needs to step aside, how nobody can stop the tsunami. Classic heel stuff, right? He's calling out everyone. He's saying Brock Lesnar is past his prime, that the Beast is nothing but a part-timer who doesn't deserve respect anymore. And that's when it happened. The music hits. That iconic music that sends chills down your spine every single time. The crowd erupts. Brock Lesnar walks out, and you can see it in his eyes. This isn't Suplex City Brock. This isn't the Brock who smiles and bounces around. This is Primal Brock. This is the Brock Lesnar who ended The Undertaker's streak. This is the Brock Lesnar who made John Cena look like a child at SummerSlam 2014. This is that Brock. He walks to the ring with purpose. No theatrics. No playing to the crowd. Paul Heyman isn't even with him. It's just Brock, his rage, and a target. Bronson Reed, to his credit, doesn't back down. He stands his ground. He's talking trash. He's puffing his chest out. He's trying to show everyone that he's not afraid of the Beast Incarnate. Big mistake. Huge mistake. The bell hasn't even rung. There's no match scheduled. This is supposed to be a confrontation, a face-off, maybe a brawl that gets broken up by security. But Brock had other plans. He slides into the ring, and before Reed can even react, boom, German suplex. But Brock doesn't let go. He holds on. Another German suplex. Reed crashes on the back of his head. The crowd is going insane. But Brock still doesn't let go. A third German suplex. Reed is bouncing on his neck like a basketball, and you can see the absolute shock on everyone's faces. This is where it should have stopped. This is where officials should have flooded the ring. This is where someone should have intervened. But they didn't. Whether it was shock, fear, or WWE management wanting to see how far this would go, nobody stopped it. And Brock was just getting started. He picks Reed up like he weighs nothing. We're talking about a man who's over 330 pounds, and Brock is ragdolling him. F5. Reed crashes to the mat, and the impact is sickening. You can hear it echo through the arena. Reed is clearly hurt. He's gasping for air. His eyes are glazed over. Any normal person would think, okay, it's over. The point has been made. But Brock Lesnar isn't normal. And the Beast? The Beast wasn't satisfied. What happened next is what has WWE Twitter in an absolute meltdown. Brock picks Reed up again. Another F5. The crowd is in shock. Some people are cheering. Some people are horrified. You can hear the gasps. You can see fans covering their mouths. This isn't entertainment anymore. This is uncomfortable. This is brutal. Reed is motionless. Completely out. Medical staff is trying to get into the ring, but Brock waves them off. He's not done. And that's when he does something that made everyone's blood run cold. He picks up Bronson Reed one more time. The man can barely stand. He's dead weight. And Brock delivers a third F5. This time, Reed doesn't even try to protect himself on the landing. He just crashes face first into the canvas like a fallen tree. The arena goes silent. That nuclear heat, that reaction, it's gone. Now it's just shock. Pure, unfiltered shock. Brock stands over Reed's body like a hunter standing over his prey. He doesn't celebrate. He doesn't pose. He just stares. That cold, emotionless stare that reminds you that Brock Lesnar is a legitimate fighter who could hurt people if he wanted to. Officials finally flood the ring. Medical staff surround Bronson Reed. They're putting a neck brace on him. They're calling for a stretcher. This is serious. And the cameras catch it all. Reed's eyes are barely open. He's trying to move, but his body won't respond. They carefully load him onto a stretcher, and the entire time, Brock is just standing on the ramp, watching. No remorse. No regret. Just cold, calculated dominance. Now here's where the WWE Universe is absolutely torn, and this is what makes this story so captivating. On one side, you have fans saying, finally, someone put Bronson Reed in his place. He's been running around for weeks injuring people, playing the tough guy, and now he got what he deserved. You don't poke the bear, or in this case, the beast. These fans are pointing out that Reed has been asking for this. He's been the one causing chaos. He's the one who put Seth Rollins on the shelf. He's the one who's been destroying people without consequences. So when Brock Lesnar decided to dish out some old-school justice, they see it as poetic. They see it as the natural order being restored. But then you have the other side. And they're furious. These fans are saying Brock went too far. That what he did wasn't justice, it was attempted murder. That there's a difference between delivering a beating and what Brock did, which was systematically trying to end Bronson Reed's career. They're calling for suspensions. They're calling for consequences. Some are even saying Brock should be fired for what he did. And you know what? Both sides have a point. That's what makes this so genius from a storytelling perspective, but also so controversial from a human perspective. Let's talk about the aftermath, because this story is far from over. Bronson Reed was legitimately taken to a local medical facility. Now, we know WWE blurs the line between reality and kayfabe, but all reports suggest Reed is genuinely banged up. We're talking about potential concussion protocol, neck injuries, and who knows what else. The man took 3 F5s in a row. That's not something your body just bounces back from, no matter how tough you are. Meanwhile, Brock Lesnar? He left the arena without saying a word. No interview. No explanation. Nothing. And that silence? That's what's making this even more intense. Because we don't know if this was Brock acting on his own, if this was WWE sanctioned, or if the Beast just went into business for himself and did what he thought needed to be done. WWE management has been tight-lipped about the whole situation. Triple H hasn't made an official statement. Adam Pearce, the Raw general manager, is supposedly investigating the incident. But let's be real here. This is WWE. Everything has a purpose. Everything is building to something. So where does this story go from here? That's the million-dollar question. Scenario 1: Bronson Reed comes back furious and looking for revenge. We get the match we were all wanting, but now it has real heat. Real stakes. Real animosity. This becomes a blood feud that could main event a premium live event. Imagine Reed versus Lesnar in a no-holds-barred match or even a cage match. The violence would be unreal. Scenario 2: Brock Lesnar gets suspended or fined by WWE management, which only adds to the story. He becomes the anti-hero who doesn't play by the rules but gets results. Reed comes back and has management in his pocket, trying to get revenge through official channels, but Brock keeps finding ways to get to him anyway. Scenario 3, and this is the darkest timeline. Bronson Reed's injuries are too severe, and he has to take extended time off. This makes Brock the ultimate villain. He becomes the man who ended a rising star's momentum. Other superstars rally against him. We get Brock versus the entire locker room. Imagine the possibilities: Brock versus Gunther, Brock versus Drew McIntyre, Brock versus even Cody Rhodes as the locker room leader defending his roster. But here's what really has people talking: is this WWE's way of elevating both guys? Think about it. Before this attack, Bronson Reed was a monster, but he was your monster. A heel that the crowd loved to hate. Now he's a sympathetic figure. When he returns, the crowd might actually pop for him. He becomes the underdog who survived the beast. That's character development. And Brock? Brock just reminded everyone why he's special. Why he's different. Why when Brock Lesnar shows up, everything changes. He's not just another superstar. He's a force of nature. The genius of this whole situation is that WWE has created a scenario where there's no clear right or wrong. It's complex. It's layered. It feels real. And in an era where fans are smarter than ever, where everyone knows it's predetermined, creating something that feels this authentic is incredibly difficult. Let's also address the elephant in the room: the safety concerns. Professional wrestling is dangerous. We know this. But part of the unspoken agreement between performers is that you protect each other. You work stiff enough to make it look real, but you always protect your opponent. So when something like this happens, where the line between work and shoot becomes blurry, it makes people uncomfortable. Did Brock actually hurt Bronson Reed? Were those F5s protected, or did Brock legitimately spike him? We may never know the full truth. But the perception is what matters here. And the perception is that Brock went too far. Whether that's reality or just masterful storytelling, it's got everyone talking. Social media has been insane. Twitter is a war zone between Team Brock and Team Reed. Reddit threads are going viral with frame-by-frame analysis of the attack. YouTube reaction videos are getting millions of views. This is the kind of organic buzz that WWE dreams of. The kind of moment that transcends wrestling and becomes part of pop culture. And you know this is going to have ripple effects throughout the entire WWE landscape. Other heels are watching and thinking, if Brock can do that, what's stopping me? Faces are watching and wondering if they need to adopt that same ruthless mentality to survive. The locker room dynamic has shifted. Here's my take, and you can destroy me in the comments if you disagree, but I think this was brilliant. Was it uncomfortable? Absolutely. Was it brutal? 100%. But was it effective? You're watching this video right now, aren't you? You're engaged. You're invested. You want to know what happens next. And that is the goal of professional wrestling. WWE took a risk here. They pushed boundaries. They created something that feels dangerous again. And in an era of carefully scripted promos and predictable storylines, having something feel this unpredictable is refreshing, even if it's also disturbing. But I want to hear from you. Was Brock Lesnar justified in what he did to Bronson Reed? Did Reed have it coming after weeks of injuring other superstars? Or did Brock cross a line that should never be crossed? Is this the kind of content you want from WWE, or does it make you uncomfortable? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. And be honest. Don't just echo what everyone else is saying. Tell me your genuine reaction. Because this is the kind of moment that defines eras. This is the kind of moment we'll be talking about years from now. The Brock Lesnar vs. Bronson Reed saga is just beginning. And something tells me that when Reed returns, the real chaos is going to start. Because if you think Bronson is going to forget what happened, if you think he's going to let this slide, you don't know that tsunami. He's going to come back stronger, angrier, and ready to prove that nobody, not even the Beast incarnate, can keep him down permanently. This is WWE at its most visceral, most raw, most unfiltered. And whether you love it or hate it, you can't look away. That's the power of great storytelling. That's the power of moments like this. So stay tuned to WWE Reporter because we're going to be covering every development in this story. Every update on Bronson Reed's condition. Every appearance by Brock Lesnar. Every word from WWE management. This is the story in wrestling right now, and we're going to be on top of it every step of the way. Make sure you're subscribed because you do not want to miss what happens next. Hit that notification bell. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know. And get ready, because the fallout from Brock Lesnar's savage attack on Bronson Reed is going to dominate WWE television for months to come.